What's up, Live Rype? It's JJ. I'm here at the Boy Scouts of America Palmetto Council. We're going to interview one of my buddies from our flag football league who's the multicultural director. Going to learn a little bit about what he does, some things he's learned along the way, and some advice he's going to give back to our students. So come with me and we'll do our interview.
Hey, my name is Victor Durrah, and I work with the Palmetto Council, Boy Scouts of America, and Brothers Restoring Urban Hope, which both are youth development organizations here in Spartanburg County.
And what is it that you do for the Boy Scouts of America?
Absolutely. So I am the director of multicultural markets, and basically what we do is provide opportunities for at-risk youth in our underserved communities to be able to join scouting. A lot of times those issues that come up with our kids joining scouting revolve around money issues, transportation, and lack of leadership. So one of my primary jobs and the job of my team is to make sure that they have resources, leadership, and transportation. So we leverage resources throughout the community, whether that's partnerships with the city of Spartanburg, Boys and Girls Clubs, different organizations like the Ruritan Club, churches, and we also do a lot of fundraising to make sure that our kids have the opportunity to join scouting, be able to get uniforms, tents. If you come over to my closet here, you'll see bags loaded up, sleeping bags, tents, and things like that, where we've went out and had some donors give. So one of my biggest projects right now is making sure that a kid doesn't say he can't do scouting because he doesn't have leadership, because he doesn't have funding and or transportation.
Tell us about some of the territory that you cover.
Gotcha. We cover Spartanburg County, Union County, Cherokee County, York County, and Lancaster County.
That's a lot of territory. So obviously with that, tell us about some of the successes that you've had in that territory.
Absolutely. Within the 6 territories that we cover, we have we're serving over about 600 youth across the county. So anytime we're able to get out and get more kids involved out of the cell phones and out doing, whether it's sports, camping, any outdoor adventures, we count that as a success. So we're excited about that. Membership has grown each and every year, and this is our 3rd consecutive year with membership growth.
And why do you enjoy your work so much?
Oh man, it's a passion of mine. I've been in nonprofit work for 10 years now. I started in school, and I thought that I wanted to teach. And I knew that I wanted to teach and coach. It was just by the grace of God, really, that my junior year, while I was at USC Upstate, they brought in a new major, which was nonprofit administration and management. And during the time, I was like, nonprofit? How does that even work? How do you get paid? How can I even say I went to school for nonprofit work? But as I went on and learned more about what nonprofit really meant, I was able to get my degree in nonprofit administration. I was able to get an internship right here at the Palmetto Council under one of my fraternity brothers who introduced me to this work. And man, the rest was history. When I figured out that, I could actually go out and help people on a daily basis and get paid for doing it, that's right up my alley, especially when it's in the hood, in the hoods where I came from. So that was really big. I meet a lot of people, forge a lot of partnerships throughout the community, Meet a lot of great volunteers through this work that I do, and we have a lot of great partnerships to put this together. So it's a job of a lifetime. I wake up every morning, it doesn't feel like a job.
Yeah. And what has been your biggest challenge or maybe obstacle you've had to overcome, and how did you overcome it?
Absolutely. I think for a lot of us that grew up in places where I grew up, it's just overcoming the atmosphere, overcoming the culture that's created where I grew up from. Not everybody graduated high school. Not everybody even talked about going to college or even dreamed about going to college. So just being able to really stay focused when I was younger. Really had some mentors in my corner. Had some good friends that were basically on the same page that I was on. Had some great coaches that showed me a way that generally I wouldn't have had I not been involved in sports. But I would say just really changing that mindset to not just be average, not just go with status quo. You know, you grew up in the hood, so you know you're never going to amount to anything. So just do what you can to make it, but do more than just survive. Be great. So I will say this, and I will tell anybody this: it's hard. It's hard to stay focused. It's hard to do the right thing at times. But at the end of the day, it's well worth it. Especially when you're doing the right things for the right reasons.
You hear that, students? We first have to change our mindset. Rule number 1 with Rype is change your mindset. So you heard it here first from somebody who's come out of a place and doing something he's loved. So change your mindset.
So with that, do you see like parents coming back to you, telling you how the kids have changed? And
yeah, it's crazy because we just put together a survey that is given when kids first join scouting and when they finish the year in scouting, and basically what that survey asks parents is, did you see attitude change? Did you see increase in grades? Did you see less behavioral problems? And we've been getting great feedback, especially in some of our underserved areas, where we use that measure a lot to see how our programs are working. So, I mean, of course, you know, with scouting, you can earn badges throughout the year, but that's not what we measure. We measure, was there a change in this kid's life from being in the program? And we're starting to see a lot of that.
that's a good barometer to have, man. So with all that in place, I mean, how did you get started into something along this nature? Like, I mean, obviously you had to have some kind of mentor along the way. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Mentors are very important. I will say that. Just being able to have a mentor was big for me coming up as a youth. I have my coaches, I've had personal mentors, professional mentors. I even had a life coach, but I had it for every aspect of my life, just because there's always somebody out there that has been through what you're going through, and I always try to work smarter, not harder. So if I can learn from somebody that's been down that path, and they can teach me certain things and certain aspects about life, especially professionalism and attitude and just the whole nine, every aspect of life. I was able to grasp that before even going through it. So when I saw stuff, I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about. But it's important. There's tons of people out here that can be mentors, that will volunteer to be mentors. You just have to be willing to want to listen. Absolutely. And become a mentee, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, that brings me to the next point. That's interesting you say that, because it's also important that you keep good company, like-minded people.
Right.
So, tell them a little bit about that as well.
Man, I think that's been a huge part of my success. Man, when you can look to your left and you can look to your right, and you can see where the man on your right is going places and he's cheering for you. The man on your left, he's cheering for you, he's going places. It's nothing like keeping good company. I think that's a huge part of someone's upgrade or somebody's downfall. The company you keep, or that's eventually who you become. You are who you hang around. That is a true statement. Keep positive people around you. Keep people around you that are going places. Keep people around you that are going to push you. Keep people around you that are going to tell you, hey, it might hurt you, but I'm telling you the right thing. Those are the kind of people you want in your corner, because at the end of the day, there's too many haters out here, too many not to have good people around you. You gotta keep a good circle. Gotta keep a winner circle. Gotta keep it.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
Well, look, to lessen the severity a little bit about this, let's tell everybody, what do you do in your free time?
Oh man, I tell you what, in my free time, I play a lot of flag football. Like, I'm a national champion, by the way. But I play a lot of flag football. I do a lot of mentoring through my own nonprofit organization, Brothers Restoring Urban Hope, which we've been running for about 10 years now. We're here in Spartanburg County, and we focus on bringing group mentoring to underserved areas. So between nonprofit work, flag football, I love to work out. I coach my church basketball team. I'm a youth advisor at my church, and man, I just live life to the fullest.
Lastly, what would be your piece of advice for the younger generation, the kids who are coming up, still in school, still trying to figure out their vision and their passion of life? What would be your one piece of advice to them?
I just want to just challenge everybody, especially you younger students. If you have a dream, you have a goal, get it down on paper. Get it down on paper, and really live by it. Really be focused on it. You're always going to have naysayers. You're always going to have obstacles. But bet on yourself. Bet on yourself at all times. If you have goals, get them down. I don't care if they're short-term goals. I don't care if they're long-term goals. Short-term goals turn into long-term goals. Get those goals down. Stick to the script and stay focused. No matter what the obstacle, no matter who says. I don't care if it's your parents that tell you you can't do it. I don't care if it's family members. Just stay focused and stay on the course. There's been so many times where I wanted to give up. There's been so many times when somebody told me I couldn't do something. And every time I look back now, I say, man, if I had to listen to them, I would be nowhere. Bet on yourself every time. Bet on yourself every time. But it starts with getting the goals down on paper. You can do anything you put your mind to. That's real talk.
All right, everybody, we're just finishing up here at the Palmetto Council. Hope you learned a thing or two. It was a lot of fun. Stay tuned for our next video. We'll be with Matt Millward, the Director of Sales at the Charlotte Knights. See you guys soon.